We are Paul Guillaumot, the CEO of SpareParts 3D. Paul, hi.
Hi, Abdulaziz. How are you?
I'm good. So what brings you to Adipec?
It's the second year we're coming to Adipec, and
Okay.
we have a lot of customers in the sector, here in the energy sector, generally speaking, so very, very happy to be here.
What are you doing? What are you showcasing here?
We're showcasing our solution, DigiParts, so it's our software for inventory digitization and on-demand local production of spare parts with 3D printing.
So, and what advantages do they bring for the customers?
It basically enables the customers to take off their physical stock and have a digital stock, or digital warehouse of parts, where they can produce on demand locally whenever they need it, instead of holding a physical stock.
You mean local production? They produce them themselves?
Yeah, absolutely.
And how do they do that?
They basically use service providers that specialize in 3D printing, and we are actually establishing some in the moment in the region.
Okay, so 3D printing is what is the base of all of this?
Yeah, it's technology that enables the on-demand production of spare parts.
And is it viable? Speaking of 3D parts, because these are like heavy, intensive, critical.
Yeah, no, absolutely, it can be done. Definitely, we can produce a lot of metal components, high pressure, high temperature, high corrosion metals.
And where have you done this? In the region?
In the region, with PDO in Oman, for instance. We're working also extensively in Qatar, with Shell and North Oil Company.
Okay.
So yeah, that's our first customer in the region, but we hope to expect to expand quite a lot in the coming few years.
And do you mind giving us a few examples of what kind of parts you have 3D printed for these customers?
So we don't print ourselves, but they then print with our digital inventory, but they print parts like valve component, valve seats, valve balls. They print impellers for pumps, turbo machinery components, things like this.
So if you can give us a size, from which size to what size you can go 3D print? I mean, just to make...
There is no minimum, but we've done parts as big as 1 meter.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah.
And how long does this take? Just to understand, for the customers to cut down on the downtime. If you can give us a part, for example, if there's a part that's actually needed right at that one.
So we don't focus that much on the very, very critical part that you need to get in 24 hours, but we can reduce lead times for typical casting and forging components that usually take 6 months to 1 year to about 1 month.
Oh, great.
It's already a good advantage, right?
That's nice. That's okay. Nice to know. So I suppose this also helps in localization, which this region is very big on.
Yeah, one of the big impacts is that instead of sourcing parts from all over the world, you can become independent with your local digital inventory, have your local suppliers qualified, and produce only the part that you need, but directly locally. That's huge potential for the industry as well to localize spare part production.
And how does that help in sustainability?
You can imagine the impact. First, you won't produce parts that you don't need. Then you will avoid to ship parts all over the place. And on top of that, we see even better options, which is old parts that's going to be scrapped. We can reuse to create new powder that's going to be then being printed. So you have a very, very good circle of utilization of the material to create new components locally. So that's really having a lot of potential good impact in terms of carbon.
So I suppose you're also aligned with the net zero goals of the region and how this fits in that greater agenda.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of our objective is to reduce carbon footprint through this solution. Yeah.
Nothing wrong. Okay. Well, it was nice speaking to you, Paul.
Thanks a lot.